It's time for bookkeeping, beer, and BS.
All right, I want to do this. We still got a lot of people watching. We're like an hour in, but I want to get to the financials too. That was like the reason why we were going to do this, was to your guys' benefit of like nerding out on some financial statements. But we also got some comments. So let's take one more question / comment and then get into some financials quick. So Corey's going to co-host Turfs Up Radio with me a little bit. I'm going to have like a handful of co-hosts to like bounce business ideas around on. And he's my insurance expert. And I think that's just like a cool topic. It's not the sexiest topic, but it's like a badass finance topic for all service business. And Corey's got stories. Anyway, so Corey says, Clay, talk more about the sales side. Many people get those first few rejections, especially if they're introverted people and they have a hard time getting over the hump. How are you able to like get over that hump, get past the no's, and get to the yeses?
Didn't have a choice.
Yeah, well, I think
the old gun to your head proverb, like when there's no choice, you do what you got to do, whether you like it or not.
We definitely, we definitely put our backs up against the wall when we decided to quit our good jobs to be window cleaners, so didn't really have a choice. But like my mentality with sales and marketing has always been, you don't have to sell all the jobs if your pipeline's full all the time. And we're focused on a lot of leads, generate as many leads as possible. Early on, we were at like a 45 to 50% close rate, even lower on some services. But if you're charging properly, you don't have to be you don't want to be the cheap guy and not closing jobs. Mm-hmm. But if you're the expensive guy, you don't have to close them all. Yeah. We focus very, very heavily on creating as many leads as possible through any avenue we can, whether it's, some yard signs. We used to do a ton of print marketing and EDM flyering type stuff.
Yeah.
Early on, there was a little bit of disappointment. You hear some no's, or, that's double what I used to pay. It's all mental. You've got to get over that. Mm-hmm. And find your kind of sweet spot. We hover right around 62 to 68% closing now. Yeah. And that is at a relatively high ticket margin. And, I think you've just got to get to the point where you're okay hearing no a lot. And like I think, Grant Cardone says it all the time, every no is one step closer to a yes. And if you could hear 10 no's in one day, and that one yes is going to be the job, that, makes the whole week. So, mm-hmm. I no longer have any emotional tie to, whether I hear a no or yes. I get pretty jacked up if, we close a big one, but the more no's I hear, to me, a job lost at this point is a customer that probably wouldn't have been a good experience for us, and it wouldn't have been a good experience for the customer.
Yeah. I think that's a good point. We get too hung up on when people tell us no, and if they would have said yes, we would have been pissed later because they would have been miserable to do business with.
Exactly. You start offering like discounted services to get that customer on, and 30 minutes into the job, you're wishing you never closed that job.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where we stand with that.
Yeah.
I think for sales, at least. So, when we get requests come in, even for the window cleaning side, if they come in and I can quote them over the computer and I don't have to call them, because Clay's an introvert, but I am way more of an introvert. If I don't have to call anybody, I don't want to call them. But at least speaking to someone, whether if it's not even face to face, at least speaking to someone over the phone and trying to build some sort of connection, we close a lot more jobs that way versus me just, looking up their house, counting windows,
sending an email,
sending it over.
Yep.
Whatever. I think it's super important. And I think that's why things have gone so well, is because Clay tries to do, especially the high ticket stuff on like the Viking side. But Clay goes in person and quotes and like makes a point to meet with them, talk to them. Mm-hmm. Then you build a little bit of a rapport and you have some sort of a relationship built and find some sort of common ground, even if you I mean, something, but
Yeah,
I think that's shown a lot.